Hi guys, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel, and I am here yet again with another very interesting topic, and the topic is known as Shani Sadhe Sati. There are a lot of myths, there are a lot of confusion, a lot of people are scared because of the presence of Shani Sadhe Sati in their horoscope. So we will try to find out, and we will try to dig deep into the concept of Sadhe Sati, the purpose behind the Sadhe Sati, the technical understanding, the technical know-how of what we know as Shani Sadhe Sati. So stay tuned till the end of the video and you will get to know much in details about this unique concept and one of the most common concept from the world of Vedic astrology. So guys, do hit the like button, do hit subscribe, do hit the bell icon so that you get notified when I will upload another video, and it's the subscription that keeps you and me stay connected. So guys, seek the light, stay connected with Punneit Astrology, subscribe. This video will be slightly longer, so stay tuned till the end because there is a lot of technical knowledge here so that it helps you come out from the fear of Shani Sadhe Sati. Shani Sadhe Sati. Technically, this word means 7.5 years of Saturn transit. Sadhe Sat in Hindi, it is known as 7.5. Shani Sadhe Sati, the transit of Saturn for 7.5 years. Why this is called? Because Saturn covers one zodiac of 30 degrees in 2.5 years approximately. So to cover 3 zodiacs, he will take approximately 7.5 years. Hence the term Sadhe Sati. So what 3 zodiacs Saturn will cover in the Sadhe Sati will be defined by a certain movement of Saturn around a certain planet. That planet in consideration is Moon, Chandra. What happens is, whenever Saturn will enter during the transit a zodiac behind your Moon, Sadhe Sati will begin. For example, if your Moon is in Virgo, when Saturn will enter the zodiac of Leo in the transit, your Sadhe Sati will start. That means Saturn will take 2.5 years to cover the zodiac behind the Moon. Then Saturn will make a transit on your own Vedic moon sign, that is your own house where Moon is placed, that is Virgo in this example. Saturn will take 2.5 years to cover that zodiac, so 5 years is gone. And then Saturn will move to the house next to the Moon, second from the Moon, and Saturn will again wait there, transit that house for 2.5 years. Therefore, 2.5, 2.5, and 2.5, making Saturn Sadhe Sati's 7.5 years. The effect of Sadhe Sati is contradictory. You will meet a lot of people saying that Sadhe Sati has created problems in their life. You will also meet a lot of people saying it is due to this Sadhe Sati, or it is in the duration of Sadhe Sati that they reached new heights, they gained a lot of new things, new benefits. So what has to be seen on a very basic level from your own horoscope, and what should you do during Sadhe Sati, we will discuss in this video. Stay tuned till the end of the video. This is going to be a slightly longer one. First of all, coming to the technical reason why Moon is selected in the case of Sadhe Sati, why Sadhe Sati is caused only for the Moon, and when it is not over Venus, or Sadhe Sati is not caused on ascendant. For example, if Saturn is running 12th from your ascendant, you are not under Sadhe Sati. It is only when Saturn is entering the house 12th from Moon, that is the house behind the Moon, Sadhe Sati will begin. So why Moon? 2 factors. Moon is known as mind, mana sharir, emotions, the perception of reality. Moon is what drives your soul, what drives your body. Moon is a reflection of your own identity, and Moon defines the outcome of the karma that you will do. No matter how perfect you are, if you are trapped in a certain emotion, that may drive you to take unnecessary step, miscalculated decisions, and also it may drive you into the wrong path, because this is mind. Mind is supposed to be very flickering. Mind is a monkey with who is continuously chattering. There is literally no stop of this mind. And if this is not kept under control, you can actually create a lot of problems in your life just by following your emotions. Saturn knows all these things, and Saturn is the judge. Saturn is also known as Nyayadhish. Saturn is the supreme justice. So when the supreme justice lord Saturn, Shani, comes 12th from the moon, so he comes on the subconscious side of the moon. 12th house is also known as house of subconscious mind. So Saturn stops behind the moon and he carefully observes your plans, your emotions, your thoughts. Because the sole purpose of Sadhe Sati is to change you, to change your emotions, to change your personality, and to change the way you think about life and your approach towards life. So when Saturn will enter 12th from the moon, that means a house behind the Chandra, behind your moon sign, Saturn is going to control the thought of your thought. So Saturn is going to observe the origin of your thoughts. For example, you want to do good for people, but what is your intention behind that? So Saturn in the first 2.5 years of Sadhe Sati is going to check your intention. Also, Saturn will continuously give you hints to control your wrong intentions and do it in a correct format. If you listen to Saturn, then it is all good. That is fine. Because I have seen the first 2.5 years of Sadhe Sati actually does a great impact on the way you think about everything, the way you perceive, because you may feel that the intention behind your emotions, intention behind the thoughts are now changing. So you may feel the pressure because moon doesn't want to change. Moon feels the heat, moon feels the controlling nature of Shani. And because the boundary is created, the thoughts are not free to move. And because the thought of the thought is not free to move, the thought himself finds the entering into the restricted zone, the entrance of the restricted zone. Now, mind gets scared because of this. And because you are scared, you may feel the heat of Shani. Now you all know that Saturn is placed 12th from moon. Therefore, Saturn is controlling the subconscious mind of the moon. That means subconscious mind of your subconscious mind. So basically, Saturn is trying to control your superconscious mind. Now what happens? Remember the aspect of Shani, aspect of Saturn. First of all, when Saturn will go 12th from the moon, 12th is the house of loss and sacrifice. So Saturn puts a lid into that and he will stop you from thinking anything that may lead into your own loss. Therefore, Saturn will try to inculcate fear. Because fear is the only thing that will stop a human taking a wrong decision. If you are fearful, then only you will not go there. Otherwise, we humans always have a tendency that we believe that we are supreme, so therefore we can take control of anything that we have in front of us. But if we are fearful from that, we will not go. Fear stops us into doing some really wrong things. Saturn will install that fear in your mind. To some, the fear will be huge. To some, the fear will be lesser. Depends on the position of moon and Shani in your case. A lot of factors are there. What I am talking is a very basic academic sense for what is the theoretical knowledge about Sadhe Sati. So when the perception is changing, when the fear has come, when the boundary has started to set in, mind, who is a continuous chattering box, is now restricted. The random variable which was supposed to take infinite value is now restricted between 2 and 3. It has two random numbers, and therefore which earlier there was no boundary, now there is a boundary, mind feels blocked. So you may complain, but now think about aspects of Shani. Saturn's third aspect falls second from moon. Moon always loves his resources. That is why moon gets exalted in the natural second house of the Kalpurush. So when the Saturn's third aspect falls on the second house, it's about resources, and the third aspect of Saturn is about hard work. That is why it is called as Vakra Drishti. Saturn will try to create efforts from the house where it is having the third aspect. Moon's second house, resources. Now mind will find struggle. Your mind and emotions will now struggle to utilize the resources at hand, and therefore you will not understand what to do with the thoughts, what to do with the ideas that are coming in your mind. So it creates confusion. This is the way of Shani, this is the way of Saturn, because remember, Saturn is the planet of experience. He will not teach you the bookish knowledge, he will explain you through a journey in life by experiencing, by giving you the experience of various stages of problems, difficulties, and goodness of life, so that you cherish the good and you protect yourself from the bad side. But to protect something, you must know what it is. So provided that Saturn has this nature, Saturn will make the second house from the moon struggle a lot. You will find difficulty in expressing, you may find difficulty in finding the right path for your emotions, you will find difficulty in finding the right path for your life. Because life is all about mind, life is all about how you deal, life is all about how you perceive the world. Moon is all about perception. Then the seventh aspect of Shani, which is called judgmental or observational aspect, falls sixth from moon. And you know, sixth is the house of dispute. So if your mind is causing some sort of dispute, if your emotions, or you are thinking, or you are working, or you are proceeding towards the path that can create dispute, Saturn is judging that path. And because Saturn is judging that path, moon again becomes fearful, because now Saturn is in the 12th house from the moon, watching the 6th house. So 6-12 axis is now in control of Shani. And 6-12 axis creates fear, creates a lot of confusion. It is the axis which creates disputes, court cases, a lot of judgmental issues comes. So this axis now comes in control of Shani. Then comes the 10th aspect. The 10th aspect of Shani, because Saturn is in 12th house, will fall 9th from moon. Now this is a beauty here. Saturn will push you to take the religious path, because 9th from moon is the religious path for your mind, the right path for your mind. And 10th aspect of Saturn means karmic aspect. So it's a call for Saturn. It's a call of Saturn saying, hey, stop thinking negative. I know I am blocking your thoughts, but this is for your own good. Now you follow the right path. I am judging your problems from the 6th house. I know what is right for you and I know what is wrong for you. And that is why I am in the 12th house. Remember, Saturn says, I am the one who restricts. And if I am in the 12th house, I am restricting your loss. So if you don't listen to me, it's you who will be at loss. Now, because Saturn's call is to make you push to the right path, but because Saturn is a restrictive planet and we humans have a nature of rebellion. We want to fight, we want to conquer, we want to win. If you have a strong Sun, Mars, Rahu in your chart, you would simply reject the call of Shani. Because to listen to the call of Saturn, you have to surrender. You have to become a student. So Saturn will try his best for the first 2.5 years. Few people will listen, few people will change themselves. Saturn will give them circumstances that will help them change, which may seem negative initially, but which is usually never negative for that person if you think in the long run. Life is not about buying a car, buying a property, marrying, having kids, enjoying in a pub and then die. Life was never supposed to be like this. This is a journey. You can enjoy all of these things, but the ultimate goal should be evolution of your soul, spiritual evolution, spiritual growth. Are you doing that enough? When Sadhe Sati begins, you get that chance of realization that there is a disconnect. What you're doing is wrong. But we are so tied up in the material world that we don't want to quit this world. And that is why we say Sadhe Sati is creating disturbance. Yes, it creates mental disturbance, but because this is necessary for you. So now when the Saturn's 10th aspect falls on the 9th from moon, mind is supposed to take the right path. So Saturn will create that boundary, that foundation, that compulsion, so that you follow the right path. What do you have to do at this time if you are in the first phase of Sadhe Sati? Meditate. Write down all events that is happening in your life. Carefully observe what were your decisions, what were you thinking, what was your plan before Sadhe Sati, what changes came during the Sadhe Sati. During the first phase of Sadhe Sati, is there any new thought coming? Are you planning to quit? any doubt has been created, write all those things down. And then carefully and repeatedly study those events continuously. You don't need an astrologer for that. You can yourself read the effect of Sadhe Sati. Observe the effect of Sadhe Sati. Observe the call of Saturn by repeatedly connecting the dots of the events that is happening in your life. You will understand. Either you follow that, Saturn will try for the first 2.5 years, then Saturn will move slowly on your moon. So Saturn will, in the transit, move to the house where your moon is placed. That means your Chandra Rashi. So now Saturn moves over your moon as the second phase of the Sadhe Sati begins. Saturn tried its best to change your thought process by giving you restrictions, by scolding you, by putting you on the right path, by giving you a continuous wake-up calls. If you have already woken up, if you are awake by this time, the second phase of Sadhe Sati is going to be slightly different. So what happens is, when Saturn moves over your moon, first of all, Saturn will suppress the quality of moon. Moon is liquid, Saturn is dry, Saturn is cold, Saturn is darkness. So there will be a sense of fear, a sense of choked up feeling, a sense where you will become so clouded with panic and anxiety because you will feel that your independence and your freedom is now at stake, because your mind is no longer allowed to act freely. Now remember, there are two consequences. First, considering that you have listened to the Saturn's wake-up call, so you are kind of understood Saturn, so you are in a friendly relationship with Saturn. So when Saturn enters your moon sign, you are welcoming him positively, and Saturn is going to guide you and you will just walk the path smoothly. But because you have been resisting the past 2.5 years, the story changes completely. Now the Saturn comes in like a strict teacher and puts a full stop on all your thoughts, all your actions, all your desires. This is the time when you say that the Sadhe Sati is at its peak, specifically if Saturn is hovering around at the exact degree of your moon. That is the time when the most inner transformation happens. So this is the time where your mind is completely transformed. You have to surrender. You have to let it all go. Saturn will behave as a test, as an examiner here. So you will be given circumstances in life which is unlike Saturn. For example, suddenly when you will apply some task or you want to execute something, suddenly your task will become very much successful. And you will be like, okay, this is the exact path where I have to go. And at that very instant, Saturn will put a full stop, thereby crashing your dreams and your desire falling to the ground. What Saturn is trying to teach you is, do not fly in the sky. Walk with a head held high. Put your feet on the ground. Observe the platform where you are standing. Take control of the situation and then rise up. Don't fly. Because when you are on ground and you are rising up, this is the actual soul evolution. This is where you're trying to be stable and then reach the heights like a mountain. So in the second phase of the Sadhe Sati, because Saturn is trying to dry up the emotions, you will also feel that there is a sense of loneliness and you are feeling that nobody is liking you. The perception of people about you is changing. People are complaining about you. You are losing friends. You are falling into heartbreaks. Marriage is going for a toss. Relatives are not coming in close for help. And this is the time when you will, or usually people say that this is called testing time, and this defines true friendship, true love, true support. Whoever sticks it at that time is your true partner, true friend, true relative. So Saturn is actually doing a filtering mechanism, because Saturn has tried all sorts of possible virtual techniques, but it failed. So Saturn is trying to put a lid physically. Because Saturn's direct presence forms over Moon, it impacts your emotions directly. There is a head-on collision between the practicality and emotions when meets practicality has to face the harsh reality. So Saturn will directly gift you the harsh reality of your life. Either somebody will tell you, or you will be panicked due to some event in your life, or you will undergo a breakup, loss of marriage. Anything can happen, not necessarily that severely. I'm just giving an instances. There are ways by which Saturn can bring the harsh reality in front of you, maybe just by giving you a fear, or suddenly you will wake up with a realization that you are into a big deep trouble. Saturn's third aspect is actually falling on the third house from the moon. That means Saturn is trying to make your moon do more effort. So now you will think more, you will be desperate to come out of the situation. That is what Saturn wants you to do. Saturn wants you to fail, because now Saturn knows that you have been a wicked child. Saturn wants you to fall, because if you will fall, you will understand you were wrong. Because you know what Saturn defines? Saturn defines realization. You will not realize anything until and unless it happens to you. It happens personally. Empathy is a different thing. Knowing the feeling is a different thing. Feeling that emotion is a different thing. So when you will feel that failure, when you will go through that process will completely pull the negativity out of you. That process will completely transform you from within. And that is where the moon has to surrender. Why? Saturn's seventh aspect falls on the seventh from moon. People around you will become judgmental. People will complain. Whomsoever you will meet, the surroundings are not going to be that comfortable. Karmic release happens during this time. Now, Saturn's 10th aspect falls 10th from the moon. So now Saturn wants you to work, because the third house and the 10th house are completely under the grip of Saturn, and also the 7th house is under the grip of Saturn. Third house is house of efforts, 10th house is the house of karma, and 7th house is also house of efforts and karma. Why? Because it is fruit of your efforts, because it is 5th from 3rd, and it is the karma of your karma. Your efforts of your efforts, because it is bhavat bhavam from 10th house. It is 10th from 10th house. So because Saturn is controlling all three houses of karma, Saturn will restrict all movements of moon. Moon does not find an inch to move, and that's the grip of Saturn, that's the choking energy of Saturn, because you were not listening to it. If you listen, even if Saturn has gone over moon, still you have time. If you listen, if you simply listen to the call of Shani, the call of Saturn, and understand what he is trying to say by the events that is happening in your life. Remember, Saturn is not going to give you a phone call. Saturn will give you events so that you experience them. No need to panic at that time. You have to observe. Good or bad, let it be. Don't try to fight. First of all, don't fight yourself. Don't try to change right at this point of time. Just observe. Be a sakshi. Be a spectator of your life. For some time at least. Drop all your plans for the time being. Take care of your health, meditate, and ask Saturn, I want to know what you are trying to teach me, and I want to follow that. Now you help me. Be a good student, and Saturn will listen your call. Then Saturn will open all channels and will give you another chance. You have the time till the Saturn tries and moves over your moon, because at that time Saturn is going to give you the biggest hit. The harsh reality will come striking like a tsunami, and you will be bound to face and accept that, because ultimately what I have seen is when Saturn crosses the moon and starts going away from the moon, generally we as a human beings accepts what is happening with us, and that time we have a realization that nothing was in our control. That acceptance brings happiness. That acceptance itself pulls you out from the problem. So either you listen to the call of Saturn, or let Saturn do its task. You have to go through that process. So this is said to be the most difficult time of Sadhe Sati, and usually people try to find out remedies, no matter how hard the remedy you want to do, no matter what you do. It's your mind under impact, not your body. It's not that Saturn is going to destroy your life. You will destroy your life by taking wrong decisions. That desperate need to get out of the situation will actually become a cause for your own decline, because you will take wrong decisions. No need to take wrong decisions. Stay calm, stay quiet, listen, accept, surrender, understand, and once you are done with all these, once you know the very reason behind the events, then you act. That is the best way to deal with the second phase of Sadhe Sati. Now comes the third and the final phase of Sadhe Sati. When Saturn moves out of the moon, goes second from moon. What happens when Saturn goes second from the moon? First of all, second from moon is always important because moon loves his resources. You would love to, think a lot about a subject, but to think you must have matter at mind, matter at hand, then only you will be planning something. So moon likes the resources. So mostly because you are already 5 years in the Shani Mahadasha, you must have learned a lot, you must have changed completely, this must have transformed you like anything. Then comes the third phase of the Sadhe Sati, which is said to be the setting phase of Sadhe Sati. And this is the phase where Saturn will try to correct any mishaps that has happened in your life. This is kind of a recovery zone. See, Saturn is the planet of justice. He's not going to do injustice with you. Maybe because in order to teach you something, he has done something, he was a bit harsh, he went overboard. That's okay, because Saturn will try to correct all those things. But still, if you don't listen, this will become the hardest period of your life. But if you have listened to him, more or less, all your losses will be recovered. Plus, Saturn will give you a lot of rewards because you have become a better person. You have become a sensible person. You have become an evolved human being. Because Saturn being on the second house from the moon, you will be very calculative because you have seen a lot of things. So you will manage your resource pretty well at that time. You will become less expressive. Second from moon, mind does not express itself. Saturn's third aspect falls on the fourth house from the moon. So kind of you will be like, okay, I feel a bit sad, I feel a bit detached. How do I be happy? So now you will try to find your own happiness. And there Saturn will try to help you finding your own happiness. Saturn's seventh aspect will be on the 8th from the moon. So Saturn will reveal some very secret things that you were only supposed to know at that time. And when you know that, you will understand, you will realize, and you will experience the long-lasting happiness. 8th house is the house of longevity. Sudden ups and downs will come, and that is the final polishing of your soul, final polishing of your mind to make you one better person, a step up from what you were before Sadhe Sati. Saturn's 10th aspect falls on your 11th house, so therefore Saturn controls anything that is going to come from the moon. So 4th house, 8th house and the 11th house are getting aspected. So your trial and error for finding happiness is not going to work here because now Saturn is controlling all the ups and downs of your life. This is the time when you may find difficulty in earning money, finding happiness, finding peace of mind, because if you are not listening to the Saturn, this is going to hit you the most because now this is impacting your peace, your income and your longevity. If you don't listen, this will become the toughest period. But if you listen, Saturn is going to make you peaceful, Saturn will give you a chance to earn more income, Saturn will improve and stabilize your healthy life, Saturn will give you a lot of positive outcomes. Second house is also house of bank balance. So the second house is also known as house of values. So Saturn will make you respect your culture, respect the ritual, respect the custom. For the next 2.5 years, this process will continue, and once you are done with this, Saturn is done with his task, you are out of your Sadhe Sati, you are kind of free. But remember, in 7.5 years, so if a person lives for 75 years, this is 10% of his life. That's why I'm saying our life's purpose is mostly for soul evolution. And whatever I have said, if you understand one thing, if you would have listened to the Saturn call from day one, the process of 7.5 years would only be uphill. It would never have been downhill. So once you understand the teaching of Saturn, once you are out of Sadhe Sati, and when you look back at the last 7.5 years, you will understand how much you have evolved, how much you have survived, how much you have changed, how much evolved you are, and how much matured you have become. Sadhe Sati is no joke, and it will happen for most of us 2 times in our lifespan, and if we are lucky it will happen 3 times, but the third time when the Sadhe Sati happens, we will be too old for that to understand anything. The body will not be capable enough to propel you spiritually. Because Sadhe Sati, this 7.5 year will again come after a gap of 22.5 years. So there is a 22.5 year gap between 2 Sadhe Sati. So this is like the first Sadhe Sati is the most important Sadhe Sati because you are young, you are enthusiastic, you are dynamic. Yes, if it is happening at childhood, then you cannot really think of that, you cannot really blame yourself for that, but most probably a Sadhe Sati happening between the age of 20 years to 40 years is said to be the perfect time for the soul evolution, for understanding of life, because the kind of understanding Saturn's Sadhe Sati and Saturn return gives, specifically the Saturn return, no other planetary transits can bring such huge set of transformation in your life. Saturn's role in our life is very important. Saturn's role, Shani role in our life is like a teacher, like a mentor who is always there to prevent us from falling flat on the face. But if we don't listen, then what will Saturn do? What will Shani do? In spite of all the efforts that he has given, if he will not listen, from Karm Phal Data he will become Dandanayak Shani. He will punish, he will give the result of the karma. And Sadhe Sati, the second Sadhe Sati that you will face in your life, post 50 years of age, is going to be the Sadhe Sati where the results of your life is shown. Sadhe Sati where the karmic results, the total results of the karma is given to you. So if you are in first Sadhe Sati, you must understand that you are in the most crucial phase of your life and you must make the best out of it. If you are in Saturn Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, then this Sadhe Sati is going to affect you the most. Now for some astrology tips, at what point Sadhe Sati can give negative results and to whom Sadhe Sati influences the most. If you have Saturn conjunct Moon, if your Moon is present in the nakshatra of Shani, Saturn, or if your Moon is under 3, 7 or 10 aspect of Saturn, that is if Moon is placed 3rd from Saturn, 7th from Saturn or 10th from Saturn, then you are under the maximum sensitive group who will feel the most effect of Sadhe Sati, whom the Saturn can directly communicate. It is mostly said that if you are in Capricorn or if you are in Aquarius, Sadhe Satis are going to be good, going to be bad. It is not true. Sadhe Sati does not depend on which Rashi you are in. Sadhe Sati depends upon which karma you are doing. Sadhe Sati depends on your own nature, your own perception. So just being a Capricorn zodiac sign is not going to save you from Sadhe Sati. There is a reason why you are born in a Capricorn zodiac. So Saturn will take care of that also. Saturn will definitely take care into the account which nakshatra you are in, which Rashi you are in. Suppose you are in good nakshatra, good Rashi, so you have done some positive karma. So Saturn knows that. Saturn is not going to behave equally with each one of us. Saturn behaves the way we behave with him. So Saturn, that's why we say don't waste time, otherwise time will waste you. Because time is Shani, and if you waste Shani, Shani will waste you. Do not create panic, do not get panicked, just relax. Life is not bed of roses, and if you think that all planets are there just to put you on a cruise mode and make you successful, rich and have a lot of wealth, remember nothing will be worthy of anything if your health is bad. No amount of money, no amount of comfort, no amount of stardom will be of any value if you are just unhealthy. And at that time, just a 10 rupee or a dollar costing medicine that can save your life will be of the utmost importance. A king who is thirsty is just like a thirsty man. That is the difference, and that is the similarity Saturn wants to teach you. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this long video of Saturn Shani Sadhe Sati. And if you like this video, do like and subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that you and me can stay connected. Thank you guys. Thank you for being with me for so long. I hope you like this kind of long analysis. I will time to time bring detailed analysis of certain aspects which is easy to communicate in such kind of an interactive platform. Stay tuned for more articles on the 9th House magazine. A lot more coming soon. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching Punneit Astrology. Stay happy, stay blessed and stay good. Thank you.